Grab a pen, grab a notebook, and grab something to drink. I've got nice coffee. Let's sit down together and do a little bit of a half-year review. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sarah, and this channel is Sarah Refined. Thank you so much for being back with me today, and if you're new, please consider subscribing. I post content on Tuesdays for self-development, financial education, and a dash of femininity thrown in here and there. And then on Thursdays right now I have a travel journal going on, or a travel story recap. Click over there if you'd like to check that out. I'll leave a link in the description for you if you're interested. Today we are not here for travel journals, we are here for the Artist of Life workbook. We have been on such a journey for this first half of the year, so I think it's quite reasonable to assume that many of us, myself included, will have to be changing our goals. And as we look through the goal planners that we set in this journal back at the beginning of the year, we might not find that they're very applicable to our life right now. There are 3 parts to this video. The first part is going to be the half-year review, where we discuss everything that's happened in the last 6 months and take a look at our wins, our highs, our lows. What do we want to be doing? Are we on track? Part 2 is going to be the 3rd quarter planning. So we're going to set our goals for what we want to achieve between now and September. And then finally, part 3 is we're going to dive into the planning for July. I've got some prompts and stuff I'll be asking. These are all coming, by the way, if you don't know this journal, this is from Lavendaire, Artist of Life. I'll link her website and her channel down below. I did one of these videos at the beginning of the year and for the 2nd quarter, and I really enjoyed doing them and sharing my progress with you, as well as possibly inspiring you to do some journaling and self-reflection for your own. And there's never a bad time to start. Like, why not start planning 2020 goals when we still have 6 months? Don't wait 6 months just to start planning your life. Start now, take some prompts, take some questions, go check out her videos. I'll link them in the description, absolutely, and actually, they're right there. So let's begin with part 1, the half-year review. The book prompts us to celebrate the wins. At first glance, it doesn't often feel like we always have a lot, especially in a year like this where a lot of us have been at home. We maybe didn't quite meet our goal, our fitness goals, our money goals. Our bucket lists have definitely probably not been scratched off as much as we thought they would be. So I looked back through my journal, both my regular journal where I keep track of my day-to-day thoughts and events that are happening in my life, but also I read through my gratitude lists and my habit trackers for the first 6 months. So the number 1 thing that we get to celebrate is that I got my wisdom teeth removed. I got to go to Winnipeg and visit a dear friend of mine from childhood that I haven't seen in, I want to say like 5-7 years, something like that. So we had a great visit, and that was definitely a huge win for me, considering that everything got shut down 3 days before I was supposed to leave to New York in March, and then my trip to Paris in August is definitely not happening. So rather than focusing on what doesn't get to happen, at this point, I wanted to celebrate what did. We also bought couches, painted our bedroom. I published over 20 videos. That was a goal for mine in the last quarter, I think, or maybe a little bit less. So take this moment quickly, pause the video, grab a pen and paper, and write down 3 of your wins. If you haven't done something like this already, I highly suggest it. Think of 3 things that you are so proud of. Add more if you want. How did we do on our quarter 2 focus and goals? My theme for 2nd quarter was creating peace. I really wanted to practice languages, post lots of videos, and create more content, meditate, yoga, journal, and do all of those things regularly. And I wanted to start painting the bedroom and redo the office. I achieved a very peaceful environment, and I'm doing it. I keep on adding to it. My language learning definitely failed. I had it for my habit tracker for about 2 months, and then I literally never checked it off, maybe once a month. It's definitely going up on my 3rd quarter goals. If you set yourself some goals for quarter 2 and you had any projects or anything, did you get them done? Write that down on your notebook too. The 3rd prompt. Does this year feel aligned to my 2020 theme so far? My theme was transformation. And as I'm looking back through my journals and through everything, I can't believe how much I've transformed and how much I'm creating change in myself, in my home, in my wardrobe. It's so cool. I love it. I can't believe how happy I feel. So I definitely feel aligned with my theme. I wrote that part of transforming means being adaptable to change, and so much has changed in our world in the last 6 months. I feel like I'm adapting and transforming along with it. I'm doing a lot of shadow work, therapy, journaling, and I'm starting to create some boundaries that I've never really felt comfortable creating before. Did you set a theme this year? And if you did, are you sticking to it? Are you using it to guide you? If you didn't, what's your theme for the next half of 2020? The next prompt was, did you do the scary thing from page 33? Sharing my YouTube channel was my number 1, because when I planned this, I was so nervous to share it. It's just making me feel so happy to be creative and have a place to put my projects and stuff. Did you set yourself a scary goal? Have you done it this year? When are you gonna do it? Next part was to review the goals in our goal section. Now in this book, she's separated it into quite a few different spots. There's money, relationships, work, like our career, health, all this stuff. My money goals definitely have not been on the roll that they were supposed to be on, thanks to 4 months off of work. And the adventure goals are also not where I thought they would be because of 4 months of nothing being open. But that's okay. I decided that my money goals will definitely get back on track. I have no doubt about that. And I'm just gonna have to rework my goals a little bit because maybe my savings per month isn't gonna be quite what I wanted it to be originally. For adventures, I can do hikes, I can create really fun moments with my friends. So throwing it back to you, how can you show up for yourself and give your goals a bit more attention in the second half of 2020? Lastly, for this half-year review, what do I want to give myself for the second half of 2020. I know that this next quarter specifically is going to be very challenging, and I do understand that right now is a time for deep work, shadow work, everything that I've been practicing and warming myself up to, and now is the time to deep dive into it. So I really want to show myself and give myself love, kindness, and understanding. So to end part 1 of this video, answer that question for yourself. What do you want to give yourself for the next half of 2020? All right, on to section 2, the third quarter planning. My theme for this quarter is healing and growth. I know I'm going to do a lot of shadow work, a therapy, etc. My goals and projects are to continue filming and uploading my second video over the week, plan, prepare the video ideas, climbing outside. This fills in with the adventure goals, is climbing outside, trying new or finding new crags, maybe doing a multi-pitch or so. My goal is to read one of my choice, well, they're all gonna be my choice, but one, it can be fiction, it can be something I own, whatever. But the other one I really wanna be working on something dealing with racism, because that's a spot where I haven't done enough reading of it. I've watched a ton of stuff and I'm reading online, but I know there's some really good books out there and I'd like to read 3 of them in the next 3 months. Lastly, I really need to learn how to change my YouTube banner because for some reason my computer's not letting me do it regardless of what browser I use, regardless of how many times I clear my cookies. It's a little bit ridiculous. And my banner is not what I do anymore. I changed my theme a little bit, so I would like to figure that out in the next 3 months. So right here, set yourself some projects and goals that you want to accomplish in the next 3 months. Be specific. Don't just say save money, because you could save $1 and then you'd be successful, and that's fine. If that's what you want to do, is save $1, that's great. However, if you write save $100 a month, at the end of this quarter, you're gonna have $300 and you have a goal for each month to meet. This quarter, I would love to reach 500 subscribers on YouTube. It might be a bit ambitious, but I think I can do it. I've been on a roll with subscriber counts going up every single day, and I don't see why it's not possible. So why not? Set some of your own mini goals, and if you want to, you could write them down in the comments down below and we can kind of keep each other on track, checking in over the months. Okay, on to the third and final part of this video, the planning for July. July will be time to heal my inner child and become the woman she dreamed I'd be. This year has been one of my best years for inner work. I am learning how to speak kinder, gentler. I'm learning how to love myself and share that love with other people. I'm becoming a better listener. I'm putting in the work to make her whole again so that she can stand up for herself. She can set boundaries. She can be the person that that little girl wanted to be, but didn't think she ever could be. But I know I can be now, So the July goals and projects. So every single week, I'm going to dive deep in my journal and do a full entry, breaking down what we discussed with my therapist and how I can implement it into my daily life. Shadow work is something that I can go into later in another video if you like. I'm very new to it, but it's been a huge game changer in a lot of things about my personality and a lot of how I'm finding strength from my old weaknesses. And one of my biggest July goals is to reach 100 subscribers. So if you're here, you're still watching this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. If I get 1 or 2 subscribers every single day for the next month, I think I can reach it. So if you do decide to do that, thank you so much. I hope I can provide some valuable content for you. And then I need to film and edit and stay productive. I was recently watching a free business workshop from a friend of mine. Her name's Claudia. I think I butchered her last name, but I'm going to leave her link down below. She's a business and mindset coach, and although I'm not coached by her, I actually met her traveling years ago, so it's been amazing watching her journey into who she is today. Anyway, all of that aside, she had a little business workshop that I took part in. At one point, she was talking about the essential characteristics that make up a successful entrepreneur, and one of them was self-motivation. I am very self-motivated, but I'm not very self-disciplined. But she mentioned the importance of doing it even if you don't feel like it, and treating your hobby like it's a business if that's what you want to do. If this was my business, which I want it to eventually become, I wouldn't be able to just say, I don't want to film this week. I have to do it, regardless of how I'm feeling. This is one of my goals, is to become consistent and treat this like the job I want it to be. Lastly, in this section, we have the July trackers. So this is probably my favorite part of these journals. And I guess you could probably do this with everything else, but for some reason, if I draw up my own graph, I never fill it in. When it's in this book and there's little notes and the gratitude journal and everything beside it, I am very diligent about trying to mark them off every day. What are some of the habits you want to track this year? Leave me 1 or 2 suggestions down below because I'm starting to get a little bit repetitive. And if you think there's something else I could be tracking that you did not see on my list, please let me know. I hope you really enjoyed this video. As I mentioned before, this book has changed my life. These journals have just given me such a new perspective on things, and I love having everything in one book because then every single year, like even right now, I'm able to go back and look at my 2019 version and see how much growth I had in that year and how much I've grown already in this year. So links to the Lavendaire channel and her website will be down in the description below. The link to Claudia Mangeac, I should really figure out how to pronounce her last name. I will include her website and her Instagram. I highly, highly recommend following her on Instagram. She provides a lot of really great content. It's so valuable. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please first give this video a thumbs up because that really helps, but also definitely subscribe because I think you'll like the rest of my content. I look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!